Hey everybody,
I'm Caleb.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Will.
And we are Working Title. Y'all, we back. JJK Season 2. This episode is Hidden Inventory 2. Last on, Gojo and Gato were vibing, giving a battle of ideologies.
Hoopin'. And we are now on the hunt to protect the Star Plasma Vessel, Amane Rico.
Leave us a like, leave a comment about, I don't know, your favorite type of pie. And subscribe, and yes, we're gonna punch. Bang.
Meow!
Apple.
I was just gonna laugh saying I just like Chainsaw Man signing the same show.
Aki just pulls up, starts making sushi again. Power's taking a massive shit on the toilet again.
And not flushing. Why is he just making
Bro's cooking up in the exploded apartment. Did you already win the fight? We didn't get to see it? Alright. Let's kiss!
Come on!
We'll see about that.
Yeah, Gojo probably whooped his ass.
I'll go easy on you if you begin crying. Boom. There you go. There you go.
That's him. He lost.
The violin.
The organization collapsed.
Bro, they already collapsed.
That's it. Game over.
We didn't even get to see it. They just lost.
Why are violins like suspiciously evil? I just feel like nothing good could come out of it.
We didn't mention this last episode. Zeke.
Alright, now I hear it.
Oh!
Nice.
What sport is this that we're watching?
Boat racing?
What's that old arcade game?
Sorcerer Killer.
Oh.
God.
Of course the violence for this dude too.
Nagumi doing?
This child. Kicked him out into the streets.
Who's
Didn't
that
really care
again?
about him. He really sat on that too. He did like 3 different forms of poses. Whoa. Here.
So this is the
Reverse curse magic. So that's why she's on that duty. She can like suck out the dark energy. Is that what she did for Itadori?
She actually hit him.
Yeah,
Wait a
which is
second.
wild.
You have the face of
Bangs
fire.
are weird.
What are they doing?
Bullying.
What the? What is
Who
that?
creates these creatures? We do not care.
We do not care.
We do not care.
Why do these guys use curses so often, like in public or in their settings?
They're on babysitting duty. Oh no. 2 have been exercised. He's literally just a gambler.
He looks so carefree.
Yeah, he's also jacked. Like,
Yeah.
unreasonably so.
With a friend on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. that doesn't work.
Unemployed friend.
$250,000.
Lifts nonstop, spends way too much on protein. Whoa.
Oh,
Ooh,
new
I
mid-roll.
done
That was
it.
nice.
That was funky. They would be cool if they came to pick you up. You'd be like the cool older brothers.
あっちには五条悟がいるんだぞ。百年ぶりの陸眼と無加減呪術の抱き合わせ。
Six
あい
eyes
つの力の
levelist
高い
technique.
聖書体はまず殺せない。
What? No, I was just talking about what he was saying. It was weird because it's like he was simultaneously talking about the 3 boats that are advancing as well
that
as
was
our
the
3. I know, but as well as our 3 students rushing into the high school.
Hey, my ramen.
You're dead.
Yeah,
Just lean down at him. What?
Scare the crap out of him.
もちろん聖書体は殺せねえから3000万しっかり戻せよ。
$30 million.
Okay, it would be crazy if his ability was like
電波悪い。
multi-dimensional, where he can like be talking about one thing and it's disguised as a completely different thing that he perceivedly is not a part of. He's just able to attack Gojo and Gato. Oh! Ew. It's like Nanami's power. Ugh.
さすが長生きしてるだけはあるね。そう長生きするもんじゃないぞ。生きると生きるだけ金がかかる。術式の格はあちらが上。だが術師の思考は式が
Fighting your older self in a
おま
sense.
けに。
Look at that. That was really
こ
cool.
ういうタイプが前に近接嫌いが近接を警戒
He's
して
gonna be 100% wrong about that.
There's gonna be a monster comes up from under him or something. There's no way.
なんか意味ないよ。
Oh!
初手の2体はこれを想定させないためか。
Oh.
Looks so foul.
あと1人か。
Woo! He's got daggers too.
What?
Doge,
Genjutsu.
pet me. I know you want to pet me. I definitely will not chew your
No
head
way.
off. See, aren't I fluffy? Look at my fluffy tail. My fluffy
Oh, it's
face.
his dog.
Right.
両親は出来のいい弟にばかり金と時
Lord.
間。
This is so wholesome.
And he's gonna be dead. Oh!
Just got packed. Oh no.
My life flashed before my eyes.
万世教
Music's horrifying with this sequence.
Well, I said they're a chapel because
I
it's
know.
a Christian. Hey!
I mean, this is a prime example of that word I was talking about in the post talk about the stark contrast of beautiful music. Yeah, dissonance. Beautiful music with. Ooh.
The hot guy. Yeah.
Called it! Why would you be ashamed?
You're a smooth operator. Hey. Riz. He's so hot.
Look, he's eating it up.
Serve.
Serve.
緊急なもんですいませんね。
Detention. Oh, remember.
Riz!
You don't get many chances as a teacher to meet people.
Makes
It's the
sense.
same crew, yeah. He just snuck out.
あなたは察しろ。
I'm floating.
What is that?
It's Jason Voorhees. Sheesh! Let's go! Oh, the music's lit!
Second set. Oh!
Yeah, yeah.
And the balls.
Low blow, but understandable.
Oh, great. Oh, these are all like.
Wow.
What are these mimics?
Not
Mimic
exactly.
tier.
Not exactly like a Shinigami.
どこがいいんだよ。こんなガ
It's,
キ。
it's the music. It's Gojo's theme. Let's go, baby! Woo!
式神じゃねえ。分身だ。
Whoa, it's
全
okay.
部本体な。
You see her as me?
You can't touch her.
無限。
Infinity.
どれが 大会は常に自由に選択できるんだろ
Wow, that's cool.
今回が危うく
So it doesn't even have to be one specific one that you target.
おあいにくさま目がいいもんだ
Dude, he is so overpowered.
俺に近づくのは
He was like, alright, I'm leaving.
頭守って
That's the proper use of the technique. Time to use it improperly.
Oi!
He just sent himself through the wall.
赤
Red.
Oh,
See ya.
yeah.
Bye.
It's just like Yu Yu Hakusho. Spirit gun.
Did he not do it?
Pranked it.
Was he just taunting him? Oh.
Failed.
Still working on it.
マジでなんだこいつ
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
どうしよう黒いが
Captured? Wow, she was just with, Ah. I wish I understood more of what Gojo's powers are. Because he is very OP. And I understand the limitless portion. I guess when they bring up the 6 eyes, I don't know what that is exactly. You know what I mean?
Okay, if you had to do your best to put it into a mini paragraph, like 3 sentences, how would you describe his power? Because he's got the red, he's got the blue, he's got the hollow purple, he's got the infinite void, he has the infinite, which is the thing that stops people from attacking him. How would you power scale it, and how would you describe it?
I mean, his domain expansion is basically just like a bigger version of the infinity, where he basically can control space around him, and space and time. Because he's literally like you said, as you get closer to him, you slow down more and more, so you can't actually touch him, and he's able to. What?
Well, that's just crazy. So wait, so it's not that they can't necessarily touch him, but it's that, like you just said, in proximity, you get so slowed down to the point that it's going to take forever. The infinite. Okay, that makes sense.
But he also,
he
can control and allow it at will.
Yeah.
And it's borderline like he's stopping time.
Because the girl slapped him.
Yeah. Yeah, she slapped him. But even you think about it too, like when he was in season 1 when he was fighting Jogo, and they like the hands, like he literally couldn't. It was like there was a barrier, like he couldn't touch until Gojo was like, okay, now we can touch, and like held his hand.
He's like, huh?
Yeah.
So
between Krakatoa, the knives being thrown at him, he's impenetrable. But when female actually disengages from him, what?
Yeah.
He's not.
He
He's not
handle it.
used.
He wasn't
He's not
prepared.
used to that.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And then the red and the blue, so the red is a reverse curse technique. I'm still a little confused on exactly what and how the red, blue, and purple work. I mean, clearly the purple is just like destroys everything in its power. I think the blue, I feel like the blue is like his ability to move himself.
Okay.
And the red is like an actual energy, because he was trying to shoot it like a gun.
And that's what he does with the purple, is that he does
Yeah.
that and he kind of shoots it like a gun, or shoots it like a AoE moving.
Yeah, maybe at this point he doesn't necessarily know how to do the purple. That's why it was like, oh, the red's not really working.
It seems like we're not at that level. Like, we're going to see the progression of that leading up to the movie or whatever.
But even still, he's from one of the 3, like, most renowned, like, the Gojo family.
Yeah.
And he has these 2 techniques that are A, rare in his family, and B, rare amongst everyone else, so that it just makes him, like, the god amongst men on this world. So, yeah. If someone wants to explain stuff without spoiling in the comments, be nice, but yeah, do that.
And even with when he exploded the building at the very end before doing the red gun, what would you say that ability is?
So I think that's like the blue, where he can, because he can teleport. Like, remember when he in season 1 when he was in that basement where Yuji was like practicing his curse technique,
right. And then
he literally
guy's spot.
Yeah, they just teleported, or he went,
or he brought Itadori too, like immediately.
Yeah. So
Tesseract in reality.
I almost I literally think it's that.
Power
I think
stone.
the blue is like space, and the red is like I don't know, energy,
gun,
or less. Yeah, gun for now.
Blue space, red gun, combine them, you get hollow purple.
So the eyes, that's the only thing. I don't necessarily know, because I feel like it hasn't been explained, but the guy, the curse user he was fighting today said, like, how do you know so much about my technique? And he said, well, you could say that I have really good eyes. So I don't know if that means his eyes are able to perceive everything, or by the fact that he has the ability to
Like
process
slow,
the infinity.
Understand, yeah.
Yeah, like because it has control of the infinity. Does he have like endless knowledge at that point?
Well, yeah, like it's like Barry Allen's The Flash, in terms of getting able to like read a book in a second and understand it fully because you're so fast, mixed with being able to if it's the infinite, then if you're looking at a linear line, it's both forward and backward. Perhaps you can go back and like understand this guy's training, which is insane. And I guess that would make sense about the portion where he says it's exhausting, because same with Barry Allen, like when you eventually you do have to learn the knowledge. You can be the pro, but at the same time you have to also spend all that time understanding and learning. And then, but if that's the case, that is insane. And I guess that's just the tool of the plot. Like, you give him an overpowered thing, but you also have to say that he does all this extra stuff in order to do the overpowered.
Yeah.
They haven't said that. They haven't confirmed anything, but that would be my throw-in.
Yeah.
Speaking of throw-ins, I just wanted to throw a really, if I may, for like 2 minutes, throw a really crazy just idea that I thought would be fun. I don't know how you would go about explaining this, but I just thought the idea would be fun if the show is able to explain this. I don't even know if I'll be able to properly explain what I thought in the moment. So with this guy, Fushiguro's last name, right? Daddy Fushi.
I forget what they called his name.
There was a moment.
Toji
Fushiguro.
He looks like he'll just end up being a brawler at the end of the day. I do remember seeing a bit of him from the trailer, him with like carrying like some monster on his back. But I thought it'd be really unique, because this show tends to have really unique abilities. If he could have an ability where if you're doing something in this reality and it kind of mimics something else somewhere else, you could affect events somewhere else. So he was watching that boat race, and in my mind I was just thinking it's kind of crazy that it feels like he's talking about the boat race, but he's talking about Gojo, he's talking about the two that are with him, and it seems like he's betting about this, but it feels like it's about this. And I thought it'd be, okay, the easiest analogy I can think of is, say you're playing toy soldier, and then because you choose to kill the commander here, in a real war somewhere else you just killed the guy because you're giving your time to this thing. Once again, I don't even know if that's plausible. I just thought that'd be a really unique like curse technique to do, where it's like mimic technique.
Yeah.
It would be super overpowered, and I don't think it would work on that scale that I'm talking about, where you could just flick a soldier, kind of like voodoo style, but in that realm where maybe you don't have control, but you place your technique onto something that has its own probability, and you still have to bet on it, kind of like that, and it affects how these people are affected. That'd be freaking insane. Yeah. Like, you bet it on, like, the prize stallion, an Olympic champion, and then it has to... Once again, I thought that would just be a cool idea. I don't know if the show will ever do that. I just thought, maybe.
I mean, who knows? Because clearly this guy has to be pretty darn powerful, because he seems to think that he'll have a fair shot, even with Gojo and Gato, as long as they've fought a couple people ahead of time.
Yeah, as long as Gojo's tired, he said that he thinks he can win.
Yeah, and he was nicknamed the Sorcerer Killer.
Sorcerer.
So he's a little bounty hunter man himself. So he probably has some tricks up his sleeve.
Do we know if he's dead by the time season 1 happens?
We have no idea.
Because he would be a really cool secret head of the villain department, like above Gato and above Mojito and all them, and above, maybe not above Sukuna. I mean, Sukuna's not really above anything because he's still working his way up, but it would just be cool if like he got brought into a really cool contrast to having Megumi, like in the mix, like how you can have your 3 main characters and give a villain to each of them. Yeah. Itadori versus Mojito, Gato versus Nobara, Megumi versus Daddy Fushi,
possibly his father.
I mean, that'd be sick. I love when stories do that, when you can get like a good matchmaking battle that goes on.
Yeah, I mean, also too, Toji might. I mean, if he's from the Zenin clan, who knows if there's some special ability that they specifically have. Also, Fushiguro, like, does he have something related to the shadows of his? Considering that's his son, you know.
I'm trying to think of what the lineup would even be. More than likely, it'd probably have to be Sukuna versus Itadori kind of thing, like an inner battle. Maybe a matchup against
Or
Nikito.
Sukuna versus Gojo.
Yeah, I mean,
Gato
that's
Gojo.
what it seems like they've ultimately been trying to set up in the story is, because they want to try and trap Gojo and get Sukuna out, because that would be like getting rid of one trump card, getting rid of the good guy's trump card and bringing out our own. So, and then it seems like that's their only hope against Gojo is getting Sukuna on their side, since they focus so heavy on like gathering the fingers and trying to like make a pact with him. But yeah, so we got a little bit more. They easily washed the Q group to the point where they literally were dismantled and fell apart after that battle. It was easy, no problem whatsoever.
It was over before it began.
Yeah, and they caught up with the Rico girl. She is fully aware that she's going to be assimilated. I guess she made it seem like most people perceive it as she's going to die as some type of like sacrifice to Tengen, but she thinks that she will live on in Tengen. A part of her will live on, her will, her spirit. So
That's
it's interesting that she's just like willing to like sacrifice herself for that without really, any more of a reason.
Knowing what it costs, what it actually will entail.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah, but she didn't grow up with a family. She didn't grow up. Doesn't really seem like she's grown up with like a lot of actual close friends, other than like my classmates.
Just that one lady.
Yeah, except for her like maid caretaker that's watched over her all this time.
Just to go back to power scaling once again, if you had to break down Gato's abilities now, he has reverse. No, he doesn't. He has curse manipulation,
which isn't
means
the same as Shikigami somehow, because I think he can take whatever curses he wants if he eats them.
Right.
He controls them.
Well, the older guy too said that they don't have the same like cursed energy as him. So I'm guessing that means that like when you make Shikigamis in this world, that they're like coming from you essentially, where he is like just like spawning them in, like because they are cursed energies, cursed spirits that he has fought before.
He's just like a summoner, that summons at the strength that he caught them. Yeah, but Shikigami is based off of your specific power.
So he's like a Pokemon catcher.
He's basically a Pokemon trainer, but he has to eat the Pokemon to get them on his side.
How are you saying that differs from somebody like the Baghead and the Old Man? Is that they create their own?
The Baghead made clones and could switch like his soul or whatever into
between the clones,
whichever clone he wants to be the main body.
But only out of 5.
Only out of 5, and it takes time to recover clones.
And the older man had to like flaunt the paper to summon them.
Yeah, he needed something to like.
To activate it.
Yeah, he said he doesn't have a whatever word he said. How did he do that?
So with like Megumi Fushiguro, with his like owl creature, is that not curse manipulation? What is that? What do you call that?
That's also Shikigami somehow.
Yeah, those are Shikigamis. Like I think it's more so like. I mean, granted, we don't fully understand exactly what is special about Fushiguro. I mean, we do a little bit that he can like pull anything he really wants to from the shadows, like he did later on at the end of season 1.
He pulled the cursed weapon out.
The cursed weapon out, and he made like a semi-domain expansion.
Did this shit.
Yeah. He did this.
I started freaking out.
But so I don't know how different he is from Gato, but Gato can. I mean, he doesn't even do anything. He doesn't even put his hands together. He just literally
just went like bang, and then the big worm came out.
Yeah.
Well, his is crazy. That's why I like the Pokemon idea, because it just feels like he's just captured these amazing beasts. And they don't feel consistent at all, because he had like the squid one last episode. He had like the giant worm. I think he's used probably twice now. It was the one that ate the thing from under the earth, and now he brought it back to kill this guy.
The kissy face one.
The kissy face one. The weird mushrooms growing out to fight the foot monsters. Funky stuff.
And then the stuff he brought out in the movie too. He brought out a couple weird ones.
Yeah, he fought them. Yeah. Did he didn't really use any of the stuff in the first season, did he? He was pretty just lackadaisical.
Yeah, because he said that he didn't want anyone to know he was still alive in the first season.
Yeah.
So what if he lost it? Like he just he got his head sliced and like killed his cursed power.
That would suck.
And he's just kind of like a weakling right now, and we don't know. Which is why he's hiring other thugs to show up and do the dirty work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, or he's using those guys as like
They are
the
his.
same idea.
What if he could capture actual like sorcerers instead, like get upgraded?
Yeah,
You could just
that would be
capture
crazy.
sorcerers that can make their own. That'd be insane.
Next season or later in the season, he eats Yuji, and you're like, fuck, bro.
I just realized he never even used the squid guy yet. He didn't even do anything yet.
Oh yeah, we
Season.
haven't used the
Maybe this season.
Squid guy.
No squid guy.
No squid guy yet.
I actually, in honesty, I keep forgetting
Octopus.
that this is season 2
Yeah.
because of this hidden inventory arc, which I kind of like now because I don't feel like I'm being ripped off. I think episode 1 it was hard for me to process, and I feel like I'm just getting these 5 and that's it.
Yeah.
Because we've been so stretched away from the Itadori plot, but we're going to be hopping into that, which is exciting actually.
Yeah.
Because I do want to return to those guys.
Yeah. I mean, even too, like this, whatever happens at the end of this.
Bye! He didn't like our curse technique talk.
At the end of the movie, I believe, or during the movie, Gato and Gojo kind of. I feel like Gato talked about how there was some form of like a disagreement that they had because they were like standing in the midst of the crowd and they like saw each other from the
Yeah, and they
distance
showed it.
walked
They
away.
did.
And they
It
show
was
it
the
in the
opening
end.
sequence.
So that is how I guess this is going to end. We're going to get whatever this ultimate disagreement of them walking away from each other will be. That'll turn Gato, to the bad guys or to his own little world.
And he drops that hard ass line: "Are you the strongest because you're Gojo, or are you Gojo because you're the strongest?"
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is vicious. That would make me think for the rest of my life. Like,
You're like, dang,
oh
am I really?
man, what am I?
Am
I'm
I
like an
special
identity
or no?
crisis.
Yeah.
What is that called? There's a mental problem where you feel like you can't accredit any of your own ability to anything other than something else. Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, that would give me
Imposter
such
syndrome.
imposter syndrome if I was this strong and somebody came at me like that.
Purely a
I'd be like,
genetic thing.
Yeah.
Am
Is it
I
because-
good because I worked hard or because my family line is immortal?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't work for it. I actually really like this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Really,
solid.
yeah,
Solid
really
one.
good.
Anything else?
We saw the Riz Master. That's it. That's all we need to know. He's just the Riz. he's
We
that
already
guy.
knew. We already knew.
Yeah.
Every age group wants a piece.
Everyone. I mean, that was so funny.
The teacher pulled up on him. They're like, "That's inappropriate."
We're like, he's so young for you. She's like, you don't understand. I don't meet people.
I'm a teacher. We don't meet people.
Yeah. For now, we'll have to catch you in the 3rd episode. We love ya. Let us know your thoughts on today's episode. What was some of your highlights? Who's the MVP of today's episode? You can't say Gojo. Oh, you can. You can. If you want
easily
to.
can.
We'll see you in the 3rd one. Love you guys. Punch it.
Pew!